Hey everybody, happy holidays and Merry Christmas. This is a short live stream version because I believe this is an important issue to get out to people who follow what's happening in Oakland, generally from this perspective as it relates to the Oakland the Oakland Raiders. But because of that, it's caused you to have to pay attention to Oakland politics too, right? So hence this video blog. Now, the situation involves an Oakland council member, Desley Brooks, Oakland District Council 7 council member, and Elaine Brown, who is a legendary member of the Black Panther Party in Oakland, going all the way back to the late 60s. What really happened in this whole deal, all right, is that Ms. Brown has been advancing an affordable housing project with her as developer, and this was originally in 2014. Then it made it to city council, but it was held up primarily because Ms. Brooks had asked for a pro forma, and hey Barry Lee, how you doing? Had asked for a pro forma, and a pro forma is a profit and loss statement about. And I'm used to talking about it with respect to the stadium, right? The Raiders Las Vegas proposed stadium, or the Raiders stadium in here in Oakland, or Los Angeles, but they also apply to development projects as well of other types. And all it is basically says this, that how much are you going to make from the project, or how much you're going to lose? How much do you anticipate making over generally an 8 to 10 year period, right? Sometimes 20, sometimes in the case of a stadium 30 or 40 years, because bond issues can go out for that long. But I digress. What happened in this case, as has become too common in Oakland politics, is the professional becomes personal, okay? And in this instance, and I want everybody to hear this because it's important to understand how Oakland politics has changed if you're going to pay attention to what the Raiders have gone through and also how they handle situations themselves. All this doesn't involve the Raiders. But in this case with Councilmember Brooks and Ms. Brown was told by now former Oakland City Administrator Claudia Capio, she just retired, that a pro forma wasn't, the reason why I'm hesitant to say this is because I can't believe this came out of Claudia's mouth. Reportedly it did, but if it did, Claudia is massively naive and was not serving us well as assistant city administrator. If it didn't, then this was misreported. I'm not going to say where this was reported, but my point is that it was said that Capio had told Ms. Brown that, and it made the statement that a pro forma wasn't necessary because this wasn't a standard project involving market rate housing. Okay. And if she said that, again, it's a massive mistake, and here's why. All Desley Brooks, and I've known Desley for years, all she wants to see is, it's not so much how much you're going to make, but where the subsidy fits. In other words, if you have a project, and this is important for everyone to understand, if you have a project, let's say the project is going to cost you $10 to make it. I'm using very simple numbers. $10. $1 per unit. So you have 10 units, $10, okay? It costs you $10 to make, but you know that you're only going to receive 50 cents back from each unit, right? So you're not going to make your money back right off the bat. So you're going to start off in the hole. And you may not make that money back because you don't know if you can sell those units for greater than 50 cents per month, right? Or 50 cents per year, excuse me, right? It's going to take you a while to make that back. So you make it 50 cents per year, you have to wait 2 years. But hey, you got to maintain your business so it doesn't pencil out. So you need $5 to help you out to pay for it, right? That's the subsidy. So you come to the city of Oakland, you say, hey, you know what? I need $5 so that I can pay, I know I'm going to get 50 cents from each sale of each of these. If you give me $5, I can make that. Hey, better yet, give me $10 more, right? Then it gives me a cushion, okay? Some would say that's a profit caused by the city, but that's another story. The point is, that's if you don't have a profit and loss statement, you can't see how the subsidy impacts your development. That's what the subsidy does. That's all Brooks was asking for. Just saying, hey, look, I want to see a pro forma so I can see where our subsidy will fit in or how much you really need. And Brown balked at that. So on October 30th, all right, thank you for sending the tweet, Barry. So on October 30th of 2015, at an event at Everett and Jones Barbecue, arguably the best barbecue joint in Oakland, owned by Dorothy King. Got to check it out. It's, the corner, it's on 2nd and Broadway, on the way to Jack London Square, but I digress. The two had an argument, and because of the way it was written up in the complaint that was filed, it made it look like Brooks was the physical aggressor, even though one can make an argument, although Desley hasn't made an argument, that she was defending herself because of the comments that Ms. Brown made to her, okay? So where we are in all of this, it's a big, stupid mess. It is stupid because all this could be solved if a mature head, because we don't have one right now in Oakland that's dealing with us that way. If a mature head stepped forward and said, you know, you two prominent people in the Bay Area community and prominent African Americans in Oakland, you need to come together and just hug it out and apologize to each other and let's move forward. Because this all happened as a disagreement. But what's going on in Oakland, this happens again and again and again and again, and it's really got to stop, folks. It really does. We have too many instances of council members arguing with each other on the dais, of taking the professional and making it personal when it's not personal, it's professional, and there's no line drawn. And we've got to stop that. So, and that's what happens in this instance. That's what happened in this instance. But instead, you have some people now who want to take this whole thing to the Ethics Commission. I'm sorry, I am one person who feels that I feel the Ethics Commission does more harm than good, because it's another place to go that rubber stamps immature behavior in terms of the type of, ooh, I'm telling on you. You know, like you were in kindergarten and you heard somebody say to someone else, ooh, I'm telling on you, ooh, or you'd say, maybe you did it, ooh, I'm telling. And then the whole part of growing up was to stop saying, ooh, I'm telling, and learning and knowing how to solve problems face to face in a civil and respectful way. We don't encourage that anymore, okay? And we need to. The mayor of Oakland needs to take that leadership role. That's Libby Chef. That should be on Libby. Libby should say, I want the two of you in my office to talk this out, to get to a settlement. I don't want this leaked out, what we discussed, but I want to establish a resolution. She doesn't need to make that known publicly at all. She needs to just do it, preferably in secret. And then if someone says, hey, you know what happened? Someone says, well, we talked to the mayor and we're fine. What else? What happened to the meeting? Can't tell you. It's just that it's all over and it's done. That's what the mayor should do. But in the title, I say Desley Books is right. And what I mean by that is she is right about the pro forma. And Elaine Brown is wrong, with all due respect. Now, Desley should give Ms. Brown her respect as an elder. That should come automatic, period. Automatic. Automatic. But again, I wasn't there, and I know Desley a different side to not be that way. So I do think that something, and there's people watching this who don't, but I'm going to say something. Some of the people who point fingers at Desley are themselves really, really immature. and they handle problems in a way that's really immature. Some of them are newspaper people or former. Some of them are elected officials or former. And some of them are so-called activists or former. But, you know, they're grown people who should know better, but they don't want to. They want to have somebody to gossip about, as long as it's not them. Someone to say something negative about, as long as it's not them. Okay? That is where we've degenerated as a city. That kind of character assassination doesn't help anybody. It just makes people upset with each other, and it doesn't improve the quality of life in the city. I mean, how do you want to feel? You're walking around, you're thinking about, well, this person's thinking this about me, or that person's thinking bad about me, or whatever. Not everybody wants to be a public person in that way. Like, personally, me, I care less. But my point is, that's no way to run a city when you have people we voted for, who are in control of our tax dollars, who have to either deal with that or who act like that themselves. Okay? Just saying. So that gives you a window in how, you know, Oakland is operating. Is it any better anywhere else? Can't say. But I know Oakland like the back of my hand. And I know that there was a time we didn't solve our problems this way. And it's time for us to get back to, and I'm not going to this blanket like, well, everything was better in the past. No. Some things yes, other things no. But my point is, we need to get back to a point where the leaders of the town get the Desley Brooks of the world and the Elaine Browns of the world together in one room, in secret, and to solve the problems. Right now, we're not there. All right? So anyway, right now, okay, anyway, all I'm saying is this. Right now, we are not there. All right? We can get back to that, but we're not there now. And to close, what I'm saying here, what it takes is for Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf, who's running for re-election, to say, but to say privately, let's get the two together. Now, if it's because we can't get into litigation or whatever, I want to see where it's written that that's the case. In other words, if it's a litigation issue, I want to see where it's written that the mayor can't get involved in writing. Where does it say that? Because someone's going to say that. Well, we're in litigation. So what? Settle it, you know? You can settle. Two parties can talk to each other. The mayor ought to be doing that. So unless someone can show me the specific statute, all right? The specific statute that says that, I'm cool. Otherwise, forget it. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you later tonight. I've got some Xenia 62 related work to do while I'm at it. Thanks, Barry Lee.